Well, it's normal size. It's not that big. Well, the one thing that I'm going to tell you is that the first time it's going to be quick with me because it's been a long time. Okay, you come. Let me see how much you come. Let me see all that come. How much how big a load I'm going to swallow. Let's see how big a. Okay, well, you just let me have it right now. I need it. I need it right now. I need it. I need it right now. I need it right now. Okay. Can you see this? Okay, give it to me now. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. I need it. I need it. I need it. Give it to me. Give it to me.
We are getting banned from Twitch, bro. 100%, dude.
Yeah, man. Fuck
You're
the
getting-
man.
You're getting banned from my house, is what you're
God damn.
Hey, dude.
Don't
You
be
come
stingy,
back.
bro.
Hey, bro. You come back with a fucking bang, and you show everyone all that cum. Show them all that cum. I've never heard someone say the word cum so much consecutively.
Oh my god, dude. Anywho, everybody, welcome fucking back. This is Zach and Dave make a podcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
I mean, what a way to bring us in, dude.
You know,
Jesus Christ.
When I asked for funny videos, Zach sent me 4 videos. I had already sent him that video because I wanted to freak him out a little bit. I thought it was hilarious. I was actually going to do the guy singing Staying Alive.
I don't know.
The old guy with no teeth. He sounds like he has a lung infection.
Oh, no, that makes me want to throw up, dude. That makes me want to Ralph, dude. That's absolutely disgusting.
compared to what we just saw.
And I didn't even get
That
to.
doesn't weird me out, bro.
And I
It's not
didn't
that it
even.
weirds me out, but I
It
mean,
kind of turns me on.
all right.
Come on, Jordan. Don't be stingy, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I just wish that he had a smaller belly so I could see what was going on.
It didn't even look. It looked like he was like unfolding paper or something. It didn't
Yeah.
even look like he was really masturbating, if anything.
I mean,
Right.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, you guys can't even tell what he was doing, man. So,
No.
I mean,
Nor should you tell.
don't even worry about it, guys.
I
Don't
think-
even worry about
I
it.
think what was funny more than anything was how he just flowed with his speech. Like it felt like this was fake almost.
Yeah.
It felt like it was scripted. It was almost too perfect.
Yeah. No, it was amazing.
I didn't even get to the part where he comes.
Oh, yeah. That's disgusting.
That's the end. I couldn't do it anymore. After a few minutes of watching that and trying to edit that in, it's like it haunts you a little bit.
Yeah, no, it felt very scripted. It felt very like a Spielberg film. It was just,
Ah,
you know,
yeah.
yeah, it felt like Jurassic Park or something. Just something big and
That
big and out
gut
of this
was-
world.
That gut was actually a prosthetic, dude. I
Big and
65 million years in the making.
yeah.
Big and like his whatever comes out of him is what saps up the mosquitoes.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
God.
What?
I don't know.
On the professional handle? Yeah.
On Hammond stick?
Yeah, on
I had-
Hammond stick.
I mean, I had to.
No, we
As
had to
always,
go there.
everybody,
What's up, everyone?
I'm Zach.
I'm Dave.
And then one of our favorite guests to always have along
He's
with
right
us,
on top.
man.
He's right on
Um,
top of me.
I actually just saw him this past weekend, surprisingly. I almost killed him. But
I think you almost killed each other.
our friend at the Criterion Cult podcast, our good friend Jordan.
What up? What's going on? Glad to be back. Glad to be back.
Hey,
Thanks for coming back, dude, on such short notice. Lest we
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I mean, I've got nothing better to do but to talk about what we just watched, that video we
Yeah.
just watched.
We'll get
Talk
into
about
it.
stuff like that. Yeah.
We'll get into it because I have a lot of questions about that anyway. Like
about that
who's the-
video?
Yeah, man. I want to know. I want to hear the other person talking.
Yeah.
Who's Mark?
I
He's
think they're
talking to a
lovers.
Mark.
Yeah, he's talking
Okay.
to Mark.
Yeah, his name is Mark.
Yeah, he keeps asking Mark, "Don't be stingy."
Yeah, I sort
me
of blanked out the sound. It was just sort of focused.
Was it the
visually.
tits or just the fact that someone's masturbating on camera?
No, it was I was just sort of wondering, okay, is he able to get to the below the belly?
Yeah,
You know?
His
are we
arms
going to be able
looked-
to see?
his arms, unfortunately, I don't know if he's built. I guess he's just built a different way, but like his arms just don't reach below his hip. I guess
Yeah.
that
There's
sucks. Bro.
actually there's
It does suck, and
actually a song.
I'm not making fun of him. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
you know,
man.
if you're gonna record that, give us a little something.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
don't
Come
just-
every yeah.
Yeah, don't just be all sloppy like that.
Yeah.
After a cursory look over the internet, I don't see anything about a Mark.
No,
don't know.
Mark. I think that guy's name is Leo. I think the video said his name was Leo.
Yeah,
Leo and Mark.
You know that they churned his video into a song.
Oh yeah. Yes, they did.
That's crazy.
I went and listened to it it was like a week straight. I
kind of want to turn that into my ringtone, dude. Like my text tone
Yeah.
when somebody texts me, "Don't be stingy, Mark."
No, it has to be that part where he goes, "Okay, you come, and then just have that go off when you're at work or something.
He's definitely from the East Coast. He's got an East Coast accent.
He sounds like my old yearbook teacher. I don't want to throw that out there. He used to say things like "warsh."
Oh yeah, Warsh. Like
Warsh.
Nana?
Yeah,
he
Nana.
definitely has that East Coast cum for sure.
Is that hazy? Is that hazy cum?
No, it's cold and frosty.
Yeah. It's wearing Tim's and a big,
Have you
and a
guys seen
big
that?
puffy sweater.
Have you guys seen that
That's for New
meme
York.
where they fucking where they
Jesus.
draw Tim's on the state of New York? Like it legit looks like Tim's, dude. Like New
Wasn't
York
it?
is shaped
I
like
thought it
Tim's.
was Italy. No, wasn't it like somewhere in Europe or something like that where they drew two Tims over it?
No, it's New York.
I think I might have seen a different one. Or I don't know. What I'm looking
Why
at.
would they draw Tim's over Italy?
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. I looked at
Do
it. It was
they
a
wear Tim's in Italy?
I think they wear Tims everywhere. Let's get one thing straight.
They don't wear Tim's out here.
Not as predominant in
I don't
Los
think
Angeles or
Some people do, but it's not
Yeah.
as predominant. I think they do wear them everywhere, but in New York is like where
Yeah.
it's like where it's
where you're supposed to wear Tims. It fucking
Yes.
snows there.
right. Yeah. Mhm. And you wear the big boxy Carhartt sweaters and jackets, you know? That's like
beanies.
New York.
You're gonna start
What-
offending Zach right now, dude. This fool's gonna put on his Carhartt beanie.
Well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, but I'm saying that's like a that, and I feel like in the East Coast, that's when they started just wearing it not as work clothes. Over here, everyone was wearing it as work clothes.
Yeah,
Over
I
there,
know.
it was just
it's a fashion
Well, yeah.
statement.
now
I know.
nobody does. Now
Yeah.
nobody does. But in the '90s, people were. It was like the East Coast, like hip hop kind of people who were wearing it as like just a fashion statement. You know, I don't
Yeah.
know what. I don't know.
You know what's
Like,
really weird about fashion nowadays is like I don't know if you guys know, like Fred Perry, the polo. They make those polos at the
The Proud Boys wear.
well, yes, they fucking stole it from all the
I was wearing
Sharps.
Fred Perry before those fucking racist bootlicking fucks were. All right.
It's
You
just
guys
so funny
remember-
that Sharps Sharps wear Fred Perry. Those are fucking like $90 polos, by the way.
I remember
Yeah, no,
that,
it-
dude, going to
it-
shows. Sharps.
Yeah,
wore
Sharps
Fred
were-
Perry's.
Yeah, all the fucking time, and I find it so crazy that
Wait. Sharps wore white Fred Perry's, and Nazis would wear the black and the red Fred Perry's.
Yeah.
I remember that from back in the day going to shows.
Yes, for sure. There was certain colors that certain groups
Right.
of people wore. Yeah, no, but that is one of the things, right? It's sort of like a punk thing that's just been going on forever. Where it's like, oh, that's like a punk. That's part of the punk uniform, but it's like $150 for a shirt. That's
Yeah.
strange. What is that? Is that punk? I don't know. I mean,
that doesn't seem very punk rock.
Yeah,
So
who knows?
anti-establishment, dude.
But I bought one. So am I punk? Who knows? I don't
Did
know.
you
Ask
pay
the
the $100?
Yeah, ask the credit card company. Am I punk
Jesus
or not?
Christ, dude. I hope you got points on that polo.
I
dude.
never paid for it.
I got it as a gift, actually. So
Very nice. I'm thinking about going online and just buying a whole bunch of that shit from China, and like it's gonna be fake, but at least it'll look cool.
I mean, we can make our own now. It's easy to just kind of make our own shit. We can get the material, the good stuff.
Really could.
Yeah, we could. We just got to find someone who knows how to kind of, sew and
Me
do
a
all that stuff.
seamstress.
Yeah, seamstress. The seamster.
Holy shit!
What do you got?
Fred Perry's really are like $100, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I went to this store in
Vegas?
Melrose. It was Melrose, called Posers, and they're like the store that sells Docs, and they have like every pair of Doc Martens like available and creepers and shit. And they have a side store where they sell clothing, and like you can't fuck around in that store unless you're bringing like $150, $200 just to fuck around and get like a polo.
Yeah.
They had a Fred Perry jacket that I swear to God, it's like part of the punk rock uniform for like clean punks and shit. And it was a $400 jacket.
Why would you do that?
It doesn't seem like smart at all. Does not seem punk rock or anti-establishment or fuck the system at all.
Because when you go to the punk rock show and you're standing there looking all cool in your $400 Fred Perry jacket, then people are going to be like, oh, yeah, that guy's punk rock.
Yeah.
That
guy listens to GBH probably.
That guy's British punk rock.
that guy loves Gigi Allen. I wonder if he'll shit on my chest.
Yeah, no, that's the vibe you give off in a Fred Perry, that you will shit on someone's chest.
Oh, fuck
no,
dude.
No
Either that,
asked.
like I think that depends on like body types. Like if it's a buff dude in a fucking Fred Perry, I'm not thinking anything positive happening. That guy's trying to fuck people up.
Well, if they're like clean shaven, bald, and they're
there
like,
to fuck shit up.
Yeah, they're there to fuck.
And they're
shit
wearing
up.
Doc Martens probably.
And 501's fucking cuffed all the way to the kneecap and shit.
And
But again, you gotta know the colors.
fight that person.
You got to know the colors, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
you gotta know the colors. Zach almost fought a 7-foot Samoan one time over a cigarette, so there's that. I was scared. I was legit scared.
So was Lori.
Well,
Sounds scary.
I made a funny joke, man. It was a fucking funny joke.
I fucking laughed at it. I thought it was a great joke because it was sarcastic.
At his expense, at his Samoan expense, or just at his? Okay,
I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well, you know,
it was pretty
wasn't-
funny.
I mean,
you know
it wasn't
what?
like racist or anything like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it's just fucking that woke cancel culture, just trying
Jesus,
to
God,
put us
I
off.
You know, dude, like I'll admit
This was
man.
like
It
8
a-
years ago.
it
There was nobody was woke
this
8 years
like
ago.
It was like 10 years ago, bro.
That's when cancel culture started for
That's
me.
when we're trying to
It started-
occupy Wall Street, dog.
It started right there in the fucking parking lot of Downey Brewing Company, bro.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's where it started. Dude,
Over a
that's-
Marlboro menthol, dude. Over
Dude,
a
homie-
that's a great place for it to start. The Downey
Dude.
Brewing Company.
Homeboy came out to me
God.
and he goes, "Hey, can I bum a cigarette off you?" And I looked at him dead in the eye, bro, dead in the eye, and said, "Are you sure you're not 14?" And he took mad offense to it, dude. Took mad offense.
Wait, I don't get that, but you don't have to explain it. But okay, so I guess I don't get why he would
Might be upset.
take a. Yes, I don't get that.
You've never met Samoans who are like, "Oh, I'm 13," but they look like they're 35.
No, I guess I don't know that kind of stereotype thing,
Oh,
or that kind of. No, I'm not saying. I really don't. I've never.
I didn't
heard
know
that
it
before.
either until that guy was like, "Hey, you don't fucking say that to Samoans," or I can't remember what he said to you.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, Lori, and then Lori makes it worse by telling me, "Dave, tell him to stop." Tell him to stop. And I'm like, that guy could fuck both of us right now. Like he could hold me down and fuck me right
Dude.
now, and I couldn't do anything about it because he's so much
Dude,
bigger than me.
this was peak Zach Dufton, bro. I was like 220 pounds, fucking no back problems. Like I could have held my own.
You're a pretty healthy
Well,
guy, I would say.
He was only 14 anyway, so
Yeah. I wasn't gonna back
Fuck that
down,
minor
bro. Like I wasn't about to kiss this guy's fucking ass and like blow him and shit like that, dude. Eventually I told him I apologize. You know, I didn't think that you would take offense to that. I'm sorry. And he just kept going. And then eventually I got to the point where I said, "You want a fucking cigarette or not, bro? Jesus Christ." He said, "Oh, I'll take a fucking cigarette." I was like, "All right then, bro. Shut up." And I gave him a cigarette and he walked away.
I'm right here, like breathing heavy. I'm sweating. It's the middle of winter and shit, and I'm
Yeah,
sweating.
this guy's like standing behind me, shaking in his boots, and I'm just like standing right there, fucking talking to the guy.
Please, dude, because this guy's gonna fuck you up.
He was over a
mean-
foot taller than you, for sure.
Yeah,
You know-
he was for sure a foot taller than me.
You
and
know what,
at
Zach?
least 6 inches taller than you, for
Zach sounds like white priv to me. Sounds like a lot of white privilege to
sure. That's
me.
white,
buddy.
pretty privilege, bro.
I'm just
You're
kidding.
cute,
No,
too.
again, I don't know that. I don't know that. I didn't know that was like an offensive thing. I probably would have said some dumb joke like that as well, without thinking that it was going to really offend them. So I can't really say anything. I don't know.
I didn't think that he was gonna, he was gonna be a bitch about it. But then I apologized. I said, "I'm sorry."
But you guys didn't fight, right?
No.
Yeah.
Cooler heads prevailed.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I didn't
There
end
you
up going to jail that night.
There you go.
Or the hospital. I mean, you could have gone either way. That's 50-50 if you ask
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, all good.
You know who didn't end up in jail
What's that?
this past week was the man who perpetuated that mass shooting up in San Jose. Another mass shooting, dude.
I saw a crazy number for this year, and it was like in the 200s or something like that.
Yep, 252 mass shootings
I
this
couldn't believe
year.
it, man.
And now, mind you, this is taking into account. It's a different metric. that they're measuring this upon, like how they measure mass shootings. I think it's like 3 or 4 people or more
Yeah.
qualifies as a mass shooting. So violent crime is on the rise. People are coming out of quarantine in their summer coat or their winter coats, getting vaxxed, getting waxed, and ready to fucking not chillax with their fucking guns.
Yeah, getting all hyped and shit.
Yeah.
What in your opinion, we'll start with you, Jordan. What in your opinion is fucking going on, dude?
I mean, obviously a whole bunch of shit for different people. I think it's hard to kind of generalize it in general, but just to kind of say what you kind of see, it's a bunch of unhealthy, unwilling to deal with their problems in a real way, sad little boys. I won't even call them men, boys, because it's mostly boys who are doing this shit. And it's just this weird, everyone's been cooped up, and I get it. We're all dealing with our shit, whether it's the depression of whether you're working a bunch because of the pandemic or not working at all because of the pandemic, or you're just dealing with, unemployment, or you're dealing with whatever, we're all dealing with stress, and I get it. It's easy to get out into this world after we've been cooped up and someone cuts you off and you're just like, fuck, it's me against the world again, Whereas before it felt like everyone was trying to come together. So I kind of get that. But, I just, I do something, whether it's smoke weed or watch a funny movie, you don't have to go shoot people. You don't have to you don't have to do. And I think that's like a problem, is that people don't know. They think they have to make statements like that. It's just weird. It's this weird like statement thing where it's just, you have to go out in this way where like you haven't lived your life in any significant way where anyone cares. So you have to kind of do this thing where, oh shit, well, I have to make myself known. I have to be this person. And it's just, it's a lot of things, but that's just what I can see. That's, I mean, it's so much more than that, I imagine, but that's just pretty surface.
It's nuts, man, because like it's all different kinds of ages. Like this guy was stewing on this for like 10 years or something like that, right? Like,
but he'd only worked at that spot for 7 years, though.
I thought he was I read somewhere that he had talked to his wife. I don't know exactly what the time frame is, but like,
you guys are talking about San Jose.
Yeah.
And then like supposedly all those people were like his best friends where he worked, or they were like considered family to him. You know what I mean? Like everyone was like really good friends. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't just random people. Yeah, it's just what is that? Where where does that come from? You know what I mean?
It's obvious mental health. I mean, unfortunately, we're never going to find out. Mm-hmm. But it's if we're speculating, it's all pure speculation. Obviously, there's some mental health issues. He was complaining about these people to his ex-wife that he was going to kill them. However long ago, whenever they were married, and that's why I think that's why she left him.
And then right after, so they've been divorced for like 10 years, 10 years or something like that. And she hasn't been able to get a hold of him for X amount of years, but she was like, oh, I don't think he'd have guns or whatever. But during that time of them being divorced, he had a girlfriend that he filed a restraining order against her for harassment, but she filed a counter restraining order alleging rape and like sexual assault and domestic violence.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either.
His ex-wife said that he had a kind of like a shitty like attitude. So like he would flip on a dime, like go from being completely fucking fantastic, and then he was just absolutely batshit crazy mad. You know what I mean?
Man,
look, I just want to say that, look, that's like, that's sort of like a bipolar thing. And I have that, I could do that sometimes. And I just, I don't want people to think that it only goes to that extreme, right?
Oh,
like, you're just like, I'm happy. And then, I just want to shoot somebody. I'm going to fucking shoot somebody.
Yeah,
sure. Sometimes I say I want to harm people, but it's always in a joking manner. It's like dark humor. Yeah. There's like a certain way to go about speaking about that and actually like doing it as opposed to like when you actually do it. So, but at the same time, I understand how it's hard for people to know how to report something like that, right? How do you know when to really step in and say, I've been hearing him say these things. I don't know if it's a joke or, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. Like,
but didn't they already have him on some sort of watch list?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
That's what I heard on our Discord.
I heard that he was, but then like when I'm reading into shit, I don't see anything about him being on a watch list.
Oof,
or
man.
him being a terrorist or anything. I mean, there are red flag laws here in California that if you have a family member who you think is going to cause harm to people or has the
For themselves, right?
yeah, they're harm themselves or harm others, you can report it, and the cops will come take their guns away or their weapons away, and so they can prove that they're not a risk to.
Right.
Well, you'll hope that the cops will do that, but
You would
Yeah.
hope.
I
That's
think
don't
a lot
know.
of the time they don't like. They just don't take people's words for it. Sometimes, you know what I mean.
yeah.
I could totally see a cop just not wanting to investigate something because he doesn't believe the person who's telling him.
yeah,
The
no,
story,
for
you know?
sure. It just really is like a complex thing. There's just so many like avenues to go down with it because for certain types of whether it's white males or why do Mexican or people of color shoot people or different types of reasons. It's not really all like a general reason. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It's all about where you live. It's all about what you have access. It's just so many things factor into that. So it's like really hard. I mean, mostly it really has to do with mental health, of course.
Oh yeah, big time.
So I'm gonna
it all
say-
comes down to that.
I'm going to say something that might be controversial, and you guys may agree or not.
More
We can-
controversial than showing a man masturbate on live TV.
possibly.
Okay.
There's and at first when somebody first said it to me, I didn't agree with it because it can't be all of us, blah blah blah. But there is a problem with men in our society and pretty much the world. Right? Like from a young age, we're brought up to suppress your emotions. Like don't. And if you do get mad enough and you lash out at somebody, that's fine. That's okay. It's boys being boys. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and we are finally now starting to see. We're starting to reap what we've sown. You know what I mean? Like all throughout culture, like as far as we can remember as kids. I mean, like when we were super young, there was like Luke Perry, super fucking cool, never cries and stuff like that. And all throughout media growing up, it was always men, you know what I mean, that were just, I'm a manly man. I don't cry. I don't feel emotions. I don't let people know exactly how I feel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now we have just a huge generation of it's multiple generations though, because I mean,
Sure.
there's baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and you can even see it in the younger generations now who are in college, like all these fucking alpha males and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like fuck all this, I'm a fucking manly man. I just think there's a huge problem with men like in our society that just don't know how to deal like with our emotions at all. I mean, luckily for us three, we were all raised by like strong women and strong men who knew how from a young age told us like, look, man, like this when you feel a certain way, deal with it then. Don't gurgle it down or whatever. Like talk about how you feel. I mean, I was very fortunate to be raised. Like my mom was a very strong woman that, always kind of pushed me in the direction to express myself. Like this is how I feel, yada, yada, yada. Right. So, I've never had any of those tendencies to just violently lash out for like no fucking reason. Right.
I didn't think that was a way, like as a kid, I just never thought that was a thing to do. You know what I mean? I think I was more scared to act out that way. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like I was more scared to lash out. And
were you afraid of your parents?
Yeah. Or more so my dad, that he would just like, fuck this. And then like, hit me or whatever the case would be.
Well, I mean, I just sort of saw like a silliness. And even when I was younger, the way like young guys try to be tough or try to be, this machismo, like, oh, fucking like, I can't cry. You can't cry. You can't like these certain things. It's just like, dude, I'm fucking 6 years old. Chill, dick.
Dude.
You know what I mean?
I fucking like musicals. Damn it, I'm 6.
Yeah, I'm still going to dance around and sing to this fucking Disney fucking movie. Like, chill, bro. Like, I don't need to like fight you. I don't need to do anything. Like, to me, it was always a silly thing to me. Like, I was just like, man, I don't need to do that shit. Like, that's just like boring to me. It doesn't have, it's not interesting. It doesn't like help you grow as a person. You just stay stuck at some shit like that. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't really realize that. They think that that's what they have to be because they only hang around with people. And I feel like we were lucky enough to not just be around nothing but fucking dudes like that,
Wow.
Yeah.
Where we weren't around a bunch of emotionally stunted people. I just fucking stopped growing up at the age of 6.
Well, it's
Right,
crazy
yeah.
because you think about like where we all hung out, like, towards like where we all hung out, like towards like out of high school, like going to shows, being around like artistic people. And I've always felt that like artistic people, whether you're in entertainment or you draw or whatever the case is, any kind of art, you're expressing yourself and your feelings via your art. So those feel like the most normal people sometimes.
Yeah, you have to grow if that's something that you like doing.
Exactly.
Playing music, doing that stuff, you kind of have to be someone who's open-minded to other things and who's willing to like kind of like, okay, well, maybe I was wrong in that, because that's how the creative process works. It has to work like that, or else you're just going to make crap all the time, you know?
Yeah.
You have to
And
be
that
Do
was
you
one
have
thing-
anyone that you work with, Jordan, that like you bounce off of like that? Like for me, it's always been like Zach, where it's
Well,
been
yeah,
like
I mean-
creatively, like I could bounce anything. I could come in with an idea and he'd be like, this is cool, or this is fucking lame, and kind of rework it, or, you know, vice versa. You know, do you have anyone that you work with like that?
Yeah. I mean, who I'm doing the podcast, the Criterion Cult podcast with, Mondo. Like, so I mean, we were in bands with each other. We've been like 3 bands with each other. I mean, we've done a YouTube. I mean, he's the one who did the YouTube channel with me. I mean, we've always been able to kind of be on the same level to be like, oh, we want to do something, not half-ass, and try to put more into it.
Yeah.
And it was that thing where we can always kind of use those creative outlets to sort of grow up as well. So like kind of look at each other and be like, yeah, we used to be dumb. Like, you know, because like, it's like, you know, you look at the music you made, when you were younger, and then also how you were at that time. You're sort of like, oh shit, like I was an idiot. That's why I made such bad music.
Yeah.
Because I was a little idiot. And as we got older and worked with each other, we grew up and we made better art because we were becoming better people. You know what I mean?
That makes so much sense. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the music that we listened to when we were kind of like in our developmental stage, it was all emotional music, man. Like they're talking about things that, and I'm not talking about like, oh, we all listen to like fucking emo, let's cut our wrists and shit. But I mean, like Youth Crew, dude, listening to shit that like Comeback Kid is talking about, or listening to like, you know, the shit that like even
Sinking
like
Ships,
Sinking Ships and stuff like that. If you listen to the shit that they're talking about, or dude, like my favorite dude, fucking Verse, man. You listen to the shit that those guys are talking about, dude, and I fucking just, it completely opened my eyes to being in tune with myself as an adult, but then also paying attention to what's going on in the world around me, right? Because I think like at that point in my life, I had shut myself off. I mean, it was a dark time for me, bro. Like my mom had been diagnosed with cancer and like all this shit, whatever, going through. And, you know, I was in a dark time in my life and I hated the world, bro. Like I hated everybody and I hated the world, and I shut myself off to it. And then I started listening to, you know, more Verse, more Sinking Ships and stuff like that. And I'm like, fuck, dude, like that is the worst thing to do as a human being, is to shut yourself off from the outside world. Because if you shut yourself off from the outside world, you'll never have the opportunity to grow past the point in which you are right now, you know?
And then what did we do right after? We started Walk My Path, and then we fucking wrote all that shit, and it popped off. And then I got
kicked out of the hardcore scene.
And then we underachieved.
And then we started a dope ass folk band.
Oh,
also underachieved.
That's right. I remember when you guys were doing that. I went to that practice one time.
Oh yeah.
You guys used to come over all the goddamn time when we were jamming right there, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's funny.
Immense.
But that's what I'm saying. And that's what I mean. Like, and most like hard, you know, those bands that we listen to, like the good punk and hardcore bands, they all do stuff like that. They do like other types of music because that's growing. You wouldn't be able to do that stuff if you as a person don't grow. You would just be stuck in the same shit, playing some like tough guy fucking.
Could you imagine being 45 and being like, my friends, my family, my crew, and all that bullshit?
I mean, I can understand doing that if you've already had that song when you were younger, so you're playing it.
No, you just wrote that. You wrote that on your 38th birthday. You wrote that on your 38th birthday with your buddies.
No,
where are you?
Yeah,
you stayed about the same. You know what I mean? I mean, prime example is like somebody like Dallas Green, right? Like, what band was he? He was in fuck, what was the name of his hardcore band that he was in?
Oh, it's the what is it called?
I know his acoustic shit. I know his acoustic shit
that
was,
shit pops.
you know, City and Color. Yeah, that shit's mad good. But I remember he was in a hardcore band before that. And then when he left, I remember the two camps. People were like, "Oh, Dallas Green is a pussy," and then you listen to, and then there was the camp that like I listened to his music and I got laid because of it, dude. Like this is emotional shit, and I love it. Right?
You know, I mean, That's pretty funny, right? I mean, this is like a weird thing that I'm sure you guys will notice, just because you guys like the same type of music, or we were kind of in the same type of scene.
Yeah.
There was this really particular time where it was you either had to like fucking like Throwdown and like Terror, like, and you couldn't like Blink-182 and Newfound Glory, where now it's like you have to like all of that. It's just like you're only gonna see Newfound Glory play with Terror, like, you know what I mean? Like that's. I just remember when that used to be a thing where if you were wearing a Blink-182 like show, like a shirt at like a Terror show at a certain time,
They're gonna punch you.
They were just gonna be like, oh, look at this fucking pussy, this new guy, you know?
Yeah.
Let's spin kick this cunt.
I just think that's a weird thing because now it's all merged. Now nobody cares. Yeah. You go to a Turnstile show and everyone's just all pop punk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's old and no one's scared to admit that they fucking like Blink-182.
That's what I'm saying. We knew that we could.
I could give 2 fucks, man. Yes,
right.
It never made any sense to me.
We always liked what we liked, and we were able to do that like that. But you know what I mean? Like there was that scene that we were in where that kind of was. It was like either you like Madball, or that's it. You better not like Bright Eyes, or I'll fuck you up.
Or you're a pussy if you love Bright Eyes, dude. It's like, why can't I like both, dude? It's both fucking awesome music, man.
Yeah, why not? Why can't I be on like 2 sides of the spectrum? Why can't I rage on one weekend and get all sad on the other?
Get in tune with yourself, homie.
Yeah. Dude, why can't I go to a Terror show, get thrown out of the Allen by the security guard for Terror, and then fucking listen to Dashboard on my way home because I'm in pain?
Dude,
exactly.
Dave and I like would play like
my shoulder's
so
bad at that show.
We'd be in the van driving to like the venue to play our shows. Like everybody's loaded in, we're getting all faded. And you know what we were listening to? We were listening to fucking Circa Survive. Dude.
Every time. On
our way to go play some heavy ass fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like, or listening to fucking like Brand New and shit, right? Like, dude, like you have like, to me, like, if at that point
your brother got me really into or right here, your brother really got me into Brand New.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah,
like really hard. But like that's all we listened to for.
But who got Steven into Brand New?
I mean, it was probably himself. I mean, we were at the same time. We were kind of both into the Taking Back Sunday, Brand New, Rufio kind of like thing that was going on at that time. So like, I don't think like I think he might have actually liked Brand New before I did actually.
Oh shit!
Because I was too busy trying to be more like indie. You know, I was looking for like the Bright Eyes kind of stuff. You know, I wanted to be that guy around that time. But then,
Jordan was looking for that pussy.
But yeah, you know what I mean?
You wanted to get that hipster cooch, man.
I wanted to be able to stand outside of Melrose in Uptown and, you know,
I like it.
Hit up some girls. It didn't work because I looked like this. I was wearing a famous Stars and Straps belt buckle.
So big old puffy Etnies or what?
Yeah. So Etnies
or ES.
They didn't like my Atari's fucking hat that was just like the bill was like out here.
The fucking Ataris, bro. Oh my god, dude. But see, like that to me, like that's kind of like a microcosm of men in a nutshell, bro. Like when you look, it's funny that we can like stand as as an outside perspective and look at the scene that we grew up in and be like, and look at all these people who were just emotionally stunted. And look at all these people who were just in tune with who they were as like human beings and stuff like that. Yeah. And it was all of us that were just on that spectrum of just like, I listen to fucking everything, bro. Don't put me in a fucking box. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Terror and I love fucking Throwdown and stuff like that, but don't put me in that fucking box. I'll listen to whatever the fuck I want to listen to.
Yeah. Or I'm gonna like do whatever. Like I'm gonna wear like a To Die For shirt that has like tagging on it, and then I'm gonna wear a Bright Eyes shirt and a button up and have my hair all long in my face. You know what's wrong with that? Why can't we all just do that?
What about guys with
now everyone's doing it. So.
What about guys in their 30s like with straight edge tattoos that are still getting them?
Hey, congratulations to them, man.
Yeah, I mean, I can't hate on that. You know,
if they want to live that lifestyle, then by all means, bro. It's not hurting me at all.
You know how many people I've seen that had gotten so many edge tattoos, like edged up X's everywhere, fucking no drugs, no nothing, no MySpace even and shit.
Well,
and fucking
I
broke
respect
edge
people
with me.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I respect people doing it now in their 30s because they're actually gonna be edge. As opposed to all those fuckers when they were 19 just doing it because it was a trend.
Yeah.
And literally 2 years later, they were all fucking walking around with bottles of wine at
Yeah.
fucking shows and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like
I-
the stupidest thing. All the straight edge dudes in that scene just literally turned into potheads,
Yeah.
coke heads, fucking like alcoholics. Like, it was just like, it was like the worst thing ever. So it's just like, yeah, don't. I respect people who do it now. I'd rather people
Oh, yeah.
do it now.
Yeah,
Because
of
at least they're
course.
smarter to know that they're
Yeah.
actually going to do it, as opposed to
It's-
just doing it because it's trendy, you know?
it was crazy. I remember there was this band from Linwood called More to Pride. You
Yeah,
guys
More
remember
Pride.
them?
I remember
course.
Mortar Pride.
So
Of course,
this
my
was-
band played with Mortar Pride a few times.
So
Oh yeah,
I
you guys
remember.
did a lot, right? Corsica?
yeah. Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Now
Mortar
that I
Pride and
think
Make
about it.
Move.
Yep. And Countdown. You guys played with
Countdown.
Countdown. Yeah, Countdown. Yep.
Yeah.
So we played a show with them at the Allen one night. They headlined. We were right before them, and Dan asked them to come over to that fool's apartment. He lived in a house on Otis. It's like walking distance from the Allen
Yeah.
Theater. We mob up. There's like 50 people in like a 1-bedroom like
Jesus Christ.
side like a duplex size house, right? And
That's fucking hardcore.
it's crazy, man. There's people throwing up. It was ugly. So we walk in, and these dudes are all straight edge. At this point, they are all still straight edge. And I'll never forget this.
Who back then were the worst people ever.
Really?
I mean, they would just act the worst. They would act worse than drunk people most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
At least people that I knew that were straight. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Dave.
No, no.
Because I mean, like,
it's-
if there were
it's so
people
true,
drinking,
though.
like at shows and stuff like that, they'd be the first to like try and start shit with those people.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
that like it or not bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Anywho, so we're all hanging out there, and Gio rolls a blunt, and we're just hanging out, and we're passing it around. And those dudes look at each other, and they're like, "Fuck it!" And they take the blunt from Dan's hand, and they all start chiefing. They have songs about like staying true and all this bullshit. And I'm like, you guys are like, we're all getting stoned as fuck right now with a bunch of straight edge kids. And this was like in 2005 or
Dude,
6.
I remember this was like 2007, 2008. There was a prominent straight edge dude that was out here fucking slinging weed to people. Or he was
Yeah.
slinging pre-rolled joints to people.
Yeah, I mean,
What did
you say anytime you say prominent straight edge dude in the scene that we were in our cities, Downey, Whittier, Pico, all that, it means that they were the fucking snake ass drunk weed head, cokehead motherfuckers that literally, or they would be straight edge, but they would just like make sure that girls got drunk because that's the only way that they'd be able to be around them.
Ooh,
Yeah,
very
dude.
true, huh? Very true.
Yeah,
Oof,
that's why I used to like just because I was kind of straight edge for a little bit, you know, in high school, and then a little bit after I got out of high school, and then when I met actual straight edge dudes, at least in our scene, again, it's just I'm talking about our scene,
Yeah.
and you know, Pico Rivera, Whittier, Downey, all that shit. Yeah, they were just snakes. They were like the worst people. They were the ones who always wanted to fight everyone. They always wanted to fucking like just sexually assault any chick they could see. They were like literally the guys who just like ruined your house if they showed up to your house. They would like, you know what I mean? They would just like go through your shit. Like they were like the worst people. The worst
They always
people.
took it to like the extreme. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The people
were-
in this area.
Like you'd look up and they like all the straight edge you would just like be on your roof at like a show, and you're just like, why are you guys up? What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Like
How did you get up there?
Yeah, like
Shout out to the coolest like straight edge dude I ever knew, fucking JP. That guy was always super fucking chill with everybody that I knew of, dude.
He's
And
very
again,
nice
there-
guy.
There are some. I'm not saying that all. Again, I'm not trying to generalize them, but
Yeah.
most of the straight edge dudes that I met in this scene were fucking. They were
Hunty.
fucking cokeheads without even
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
coke.
Yeah,
They
they're
were
just
just-
assholes.
Yeah.
Speaking of straight edge, I'm gonna go get another beer.
JP is an ox now. That dude plays rugby. He's so fucking thick. That guy, like, he was a tall guy, but like, he's just like a brick wall now and has kids. It's so weird.
Hey Dave,
Uh,
let me ask you. Okay, so there's a bunch of the rise of all this fucking stupid ass Nazi bullshit going on.
Okay.
Did you guys have to deal with that shit like a lot in your shows? Was there like a big kind of, like hardcore kind of like skinhead Nazi bullshit when you guys were playing, or when you went to shows at least? You know what I mean?
So when I was in high school, we used to
Uh-huh.
go to this place called I'm gonna feel like a dick if I get this wrong. It's Monkey Bone Productions, and they used to do shows in Southgate.
Okay.
And it was a bunch of punk rock shows, like just like street punk, like just straight up in your face, kind of just
yeah, like
dirty.
backyard, like dirty punk. Yeah.
Yeah, like where the show venue smells like a gym bag, basically.
Yeah.
So we would go to these
Yeah.
shows, and that's where I would see it predominantly. I used to go to rockabilly shows and I used to go to psychobilly shows back in the day too. And that's a weird one because like there's a bunch of folks that go to those shows because a lot of people like swing music or rockabilly music and like all different types. And even some of these skinhead dudes that were like, I'm not fucking with these guys. Like, I don't know where they're from or you know what I mean? Like, but no Nazi bullshit. I never dealt with that. Hardly ever. I remember there was one time like a group of dudes from Huntington Beach. Now I remember they went to a Monkey Bone show and you could tell. And then one of them started playing this song, and I remember the lyrics. I can't say them, but like I remember the lyrics. It was "Run something something, run something something," and I was like, "Oh no, these guys are like it's bad." And so they started moshing during this one band, and they weren't moshing. They were like going around and looking for the darkest people in there and like punching people. That was about as bad as it got. But no one ever got like fucked up or
like there was never like some big like Nazi like presence at a show or
no, not in LA County, not in that part of like LA County. For
Steven has told us about your guys' legendary battles with the who was it, the OC Nerds or something like that, or some skinheads or something?
No, they weren't skinheads. They were from the OC, but I don't think they were all white people. There wasn't like anything like that.
But you're going down a sour fucking.
They're light, bro. That's what it is. They're light.
Hey, they creep up on you though, dude. You start drinking them fast, and before you know it, you have 3 of them. You're like fucking in space.
Nope, I'm limiting myself, dude.
You're a good man.
I
figured you were going to drink again.
Just not like I did.
Excessively.
Not like I did. You know, I was telling Jordan before.
You can't slap me in the face here, buddy.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I love you though, dude. I love you. You're such a good sport, man.
You are.
No,
man.
I mean, I love both of you. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I remember one thing. I think I remember it was either Dave or you. I think I just like had you and I was like, hey, you're like family. Like, what are you talking about? I think I might have gave you like a kiss in the cheek, maybe.
That would
one
be
of you
me,
guys.
Dude.
But I just remember telling you guys, I was like, you guys are like family, like it's all chill. Like you guys are just like literally here hanging out with my parents, and my parents like know you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's like not like a thing that really happens too often, where there's like people that, you know, from my brothers and my friends that like my family knows, and they're just like, tell them they're all drunk and they wanted someplace to come and hang out. Yeah, tell them to come on down.
Might as well be safe here.
I could have believed it, bro.
It was a great time. Yeah, it was.
I
had no idea we were ending up there until we got there. I was like, we're not going to Michelle's. I had no idea we were there, and it was such a surprise walking in there. I was like, what the fuck are we doing here?
It's like one of those places you don't even have to knock, bro. You just fucking come in the front door. Everybody knows your name.
It's definitely a Cheers feel.
Tom's got the guns locked up. He's not going to blast you fools on the way in. So just walk in there.
Yeah,
and everyone came in with beer too, so
I'm not going to drink excessively anymore, dude.
No, it was great. It was a fun time. Again, you might have slapped me in the face, but I don't think it was like a serious slap. It was a love tap. Again, and I was smacking you on your back and stuff like that, so it's fine. You know?
It's because you're like a big like. I don't know what kind of dog I would call you, Zach, but like it's like when you see a big dog and you just want to scratch it and like smack the fuck out of it. But you're a human though. That's what I think he's trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, dude.
Yeah, like, it's just you're a big guy, and I just want to scratch and slap the fuck out of you.
I'm like Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street. Yeah, dude. I get you.
Yeah, dude.
I just want to like scratch the back of this 70-year-old man.
It's like some weird Santa Claus effect, man. It's just I want to sit on your lap and tell you all this shit. I don't know what it is.
So I think I understand the reason why, dude. It's because it's my privilege, bro. It's the whiteness, bro. It's the whiteness that you want to fucking be in love with, you know. Which leads me to my next topic. Well, it's kind of maybe like a two-parter. We can either talk about, we'll go into that last. Okay. White supremacy in America.
We were just sort of getting into that.
We're kind of talking about that. Zach,
Dave, about the shows, like in the shows you guys used to play and go to, was that a thing?
We never had a problem with it.
Just because I will say, I went to an Atari show. No, I'm sorry, not Atari. A brand new show. Brand new.
This is
and
weird already.
Hot Rod Circuit show in San Diego.
That circuit.
Yeah, dude. And we got, like, me and my friend who at the time, my friend, he's like a tall Mexican guy. We were walking to our car. We were talking to these white girls. They liked our look. We were talking to them. These guys in this truck. I mean, straight up, bro, like date rape Sublime truck. You know what I mean? They literally, it was like 4 of them, and they literally were just like, they literally just looked at us, and they were just like, oh, fuck you guys. And they threw like a beer fucking can at us. And they were just like, oh, like they literally were like saying racial slurs to us. And I was like, this is a brand new show. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
These were jocks doing this shit?
They were like jock dudes. Yeah, like jock bro, kind of like, but they were white supremacists. I mean, obviously they were white supremacists because they just saw my friend. Because, me, I can kind of pass. Sort of.
Yeah.
But they saw my friend, and they just like literally they just saw us talking to those white girls, and they literally threw a can at us, and we were like, "What the fuck?" And they just literally started saying like, "Oh, like wetback shit like that, stupid shit like that at us," and we were just like, "What the hell?" And we like went to like go run at them, and they like took off in their truck, and it was just like, "What the fuck?" Like that's so crazy to have to experience that in the parking lot of a brand new show. Like,
I mean, it's just so crazy that it's
crazy.
Whatever year that was. It's still
it was probably like 05. Probably.
It's still so crazy that was even happening then. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't think that's something that's ever going to go away, and that's something that I think I don't know if it bothers me. It's just what the fuck, man? Like, it's you're never going to get rid of people teaching their kids to hate, and all you can really do is teach folks how to just deal with it.
It bothers me a lot, bro, because I have to apologize for those people. Like, I feel...
Yeah,
you shouldn't ever feel the...
Hey, sorry right now for that experience I just had. I'm going to go grab another beer really quick.
Yeah.
I feel shame because of that shit, dude.
I get it, but you shouldn't...
It's very embarrassing for me.
Of course it is, man. It's like when something bad happens in the hood and me and Rita look at each other and be like, was it one of us? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it sucks, man. I hate that people go through it. I hate that folks feel the need to teach their young children that ideology. Honestly, I think, I don't know, man. It's really hard. There's a lot of layers to that, and I don't know if you're ever going to get rid of it. Like I said, because I've seen videos of folks like saying you'll never get rid of this behavior because I'm going to teach my kids, and they're going to teach their kids, and it's going to live on forever and ever. Like I said, you can only teach people how to deal with it, and
No, we shouldn't have to teach anybody to deal with anything, man. We should just stomp it out like where it's at.
But how do you do that, man? Like like even you said it, like there's so many layers to it. It's not just one particular issue. It's a socioeconomic issue. It's what you have access to. It's everything that Jordan was saying earlier. It's all those things. And I think you got to take it case by case. I don't know, man. It's so fucking hard. That's why I'm glad I'm not a politician, and
So one of the things, like,
I don't have these problems.
So okay, there's a large swath of white people in this country that believe this country is theirs and only theirs, right? Like they don't want to acknowledge the fact that the first American. And don't get me wrong, man. I'm proud to be American. I love America for the ideals behind it, right? Like
You're a white guy.
We're all. Well, I mean, I understand that. I do.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, that was great.
But I mean, I understand that though. Like, I can understand if somebody were to say that to me, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I bear the fruit of the shitty policies that are out there. I understand that. But I love America for the ideals that it was founded upon, right? That even though it was do as I say, not as I do, you know what I mean? Like, as far as like all men are created equal, everybody has an opportunity and stuff like that. I believe in that America. I love that America. Now, are we in that America? Fuck no. And there is a large swath of people who truly don't want to accept the fact that America was founded upon racism, was founded upon bigoted ideas and stuff like that. So, like we end up with these people who just don't want to accept the reality that the first settlers came here and wiped out populations of people, dude.
That's true.
And then not only do they like fucking force them off their lands, kill them, all that good stuff, but they gave them undesirable land and said, "Here, you guys go live here," right? And you can say the same thing about Canada and shit like that. Like Europeans came here and said, "Hey, dude, there's nobody here that can really fight back with us, so let's fucking just take this shit," right? And that's what happened. So there's, like I said, a bunch of people who don't want to accept that fact, don't want to move on and acknowledge that fact, because the sooner that we can acknowledge that like, hey, this is how America was founded. So one, let's start treating Native Americans properly. Let's fucking give them their just shit, right? And then let's give the ancestors of slaves their due process, their due shit, because their ancestors built the shit that laid the foundation.
About like reparations.
Yeah, exactly. And we move on from there, right? Like, dog, like, it's not like I'm going to be paying for it myself, dog. They're just going to take our tax money and fucking start doling it out.
But what am I going to get, though, if they get that? That's what people think.
Yeah.
That's
right?
what most people, like, it's nothing else but that. Because there'll be people who'll be like, oh, well, I'm not going to do that because I have to pay for it. It's like, no one said that. But there's also going to be the people who are like, well, what about me? Why did they get that handout? Where it's like, no, you don't get the scope of what this shit is.
Right.
It's not just a handout. This is like real shit. Like this is like fucking straight up crimes that fucking the United States did. You know what I mean? Like These are like terrible things that they need to fucking pay for.
In our history. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you even settle on a number for that? That's so crazy. I think about it like frequently, and I'm just like, fuck, man. What? Like, let's do it, right? Let's say they do the stamp, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna send out checks tomorrow. What number is that?
Hold on, man. I got
to start at $1 million.
Bruce's Beach, bro. We have it here in Southern California, dude. Have you guys ever heard of Bruce's Beach?
No.
In Manhattan, it was a part of Manhattan Beach. So there was a beach and like a resort area that was specifically black owned. A black family owned it. They owned the land, and it was a black only like resort, right? The city of Manhattan Beach essentially took that shit from them, dude. Took it from them.
Oh, yeah, I heard of that. That's right. Yeah.
Took that shit from them. Yeah, took it from them, and fucking can't remember exactly what they did with the land, but they built like a white resort on it or something like that.
That's crazy.
See, like that kind of shit, dude. Like, how can we not atone for that, dude? Like,
yeah.
And I'm not saying like we as in like you guys, because obviously your ancestors really had nothing to do with it, and to be quite frank, like my ancestors didn't really have anything to do with it because my ancestors weren't here; they were over in England. But like
how typical white person not trying to take fucking accountability, dude.
Oh, sure, they were in England.
Yeah, jolly old England,
sure.
If it even existed.
You know this, Dave. When did my dad become a U.S. citizen?
Like recently, I can't remember.
1994.
Yeah.
My dad wasn't
that long ago.
Yeah, he wasn't a citizen until I was like 6 years old, dude.
Yeah.
Like that side of my family is straight from there. Now my mom's side, I don't really know. That could have been straight up on Bruce's Beach, dog, taking the land. I don't know. I don't really associate with
this. Like you pick a fence, like fuck this.
Yeah, dude. I don't really associate with that side of my heritage, dude. I'm 100% English, dog.
Oh, that's so funny to me, man. Fuck you. It's all the fucking like.
But I mean,
on that side.
We got to do something though, right? Like, how do we move on?
You're muted, Chupapi.
Me?
Oh, never mind. My volume was down. My bad. I feel.
How do we move on from the shit that we're in now?
I think people got to look inward here, and the people that need help really got to go out and get like mental help. If that's an issue that you struggle with on a daily, I urge you now. This is your sign. If you're watching this, go get help. It's
what?
Anything, any fucking thing that you need help with. If you have depression, go talk to a therapist. If you're grieving over somebody, go see a grief counselor. Like it helps. Trust me, it fucking helps. That's what I think could help a lot of folks. Wait, were you talking about racism or mass
Yeah.
shootings? Because I went back to mass
We
shootings.
were
Yeah,
talking
we're-
about reparations, right?
Yeah, racism and reparations, and how do we move on in our country from the shit that we're in, like when it comes to race relations?
There's layers, my guy.
It's like an onion.
Yeah, man, that one's tough because people feel differently about it. You know, you have some black guys that don't think that racism is a thing. Like there is that section of guys that are just like, nah, it's not a real thing. I've never experienced it, so it can't be real.
It's not
I
just
don't know.
black guys though, because that goes for Latinos. That goes for everybody.
Well, yeah, I was just generalizing, I guess, but
See, like I feel
it's hard, man. I'm really trying to put my best foot forward here, and I just can't really come up with like a viable solution.
I feel
Again, first and foremost, you need to, there's people who just need to be educated, like you said, because there's so many people who don't believe that racism exists. So
Yeah.
how can the government be like, okay, this is what we're going to do reparations or whatever, when there's literally a whole population of people who are just like, no, like that doesn't, why would we do that? Yeah, no, they should get over it or whatever the fuck, it just, there's like no, because, we get taught slavery in school, but I don't know, there's no like real, it's like shown that it's bad, but there should like, if I was a teacher, I'd be like, hey, this shit's fucked. And we would still be doing this if it wasn't for people who
X, Y, and Z, yeah.
Yeah, like it's just like this. We would love to be doing this shit.
Have you guys ever heard of the Tulsa Massacre?
We've talked about before, but now I can't, like, off the top of my head, I don't remember the details.
A lot of people didn't know about the Tulsa Massacre until they watched the Watchmen series. On HBO.
You're talking about the Black Wall Street thing,
Black
right?
Wall Street, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Have you ever heard about that shit, Dave?
Didn't they make a series about that?
No.
No, then no.
It's
I don't know. What
it's in Watchmen, but yeah.
The first actual mention in popular culture of this shit happening was in Watchmen, the series on HBO. In the 1920s, there was a predominantly wealthy black town in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I believe it was either like a subsection of the town or it was right outside the town.
Right.
But they were wealthy, man. They're all landowners, really, really good farmers, like had, their crops all set up. People were living life there, bro. And they were living a great life. And in the 1920s, the Ku Klux Klan came in and straight up murdered everybody.
Just for shooting people in the streets, fucking burning down their fucking, like their businesses, just with even the cops showed up and helped them. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's no mass grave because what they did is they took all the bodies to the bridge that's on this river and just tossed their bodies into the river. So there's no mass grave. No, they didn't teach you that in high school, did they? They didn't teach me that.
No.
Yeah, no.
But why aren't the atrocities of what? Let's be real here, man. I mean, it's white people, dude. Why aren't the atrocities of white people, like what white people have done? Why aren't they taught in school, bro?
Well, because they're the ones who write the history books.
Yeah.
So they don't want to look as bad, They want to make sure that there's savages and there's Genghis Khan and there's those other scary fucking foreign people. White people were just there trying to save everybody. Christopher Columbus just showed up trying to give people food and things. But these savages, you know what I mean? It's literally because of white people write the books.
History. Yeah, revision of history. Yep.
Yeah.
Don't want to talk about the shitty shit that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, who said it last year? Who's that guy that used to work for Breitbart that was working with Steve Bannon? Said this in an interview one time. He's like, "Well, the winners get to write the history."
Well, the winners always write history.
Yeah, he's like, the winners get to write the history. So when we win or whatever the fuck, he's like, we're gonna write whatever we want about it.
Yeah.
And that's
fun.
what happens, man. Like that, this country has chosen not to want to teach 7 and 8 year olds about, or like high school students about shit like that.
Yeah.
And the reason being, I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe I don't want to traumatize people.
And you know where you got to learn it? In those liberal fucking colleges, teaching you
You gotta
the
read
real history.
You got to read Howard Zinn's History of the World or whatever.
But I mean, like, So,
Steve
like,
Bannon is a pork rind, by the way.
he is.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
he's an actual pork rind. They dropped some water on him, and he grew into a slick back haircut and a t-shirt.
Bro, his
And,
face
yeah.
is so gross to look at, dude. Just
Yeah.
all the veins and
Yeah.
shit like in his face.
It looks
All
like a sausage casing. Like
Are all those like fish that you find deep in the dark seas that
Mhm.
just are just disgusting because there's no light on them ever? That's him.
That's Steve
Yeah.
Bannon, right? Hey, he's a piece of shit, bro. You know,
Yeah,
you know who else is
Yeah.
a piece of shit? Is
Who?
fucking Matt Gates and Marjorie Taylor Greene, dude.
Oh, the Matt
Oh.
Gates is the pedophile, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is a moron, right?
Is a literal fucking moron.
You know, that makes me feel that I could, potentially one day run for some sort of official office.
Now you see, I know that you're joking about that, Dave, and I know that that's a joke, but that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Is that's what's scary about that fucking
Mhm.
dumb bitch. Because we're gonna get nothing but dumb fucking bitches, and I'm not just saying that because she's a woman. You could be a dumb bitch if you're a male, and but Matt Gates is a dumb bitch as well.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
So,
a stupid bitch. He's a real
You
stupid
can
bitch.
you know what I mean? Because it's like it's true. It's like you said. It really does feel like I can just run for whatever the fuck as long as I just find the stupidest, most fringe kind of out there dumb policy to run on.
Mm-hmm.
People will love me because that bitch. I mean, like I don't even want to remember her name because she's so disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
She's a terrible human being.
Yeah, she's a terrible human. And Matt Gates, I'm going to probably end up boxing that fool on pay-per-view. I'm trying to get it going. A Mayweather Logan Paul kind of thing. I'm trying to get that going.
You guys will be the undercard? Let's do it, dude.
I'm gonna fuck that fool up.
I would pay $100 to see that.
Oh, yeah,
I would
so would I.
literally pay money to see it.
So would I. Matt
I can do
Gates
it.
has my dad as a lawyer written all over his face.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah,
I wear salmon shorts above my knees, and I wear
And
Sperry's
Sperry's.
with no socks.
dude. Matt
I
Gates
watch
is literally the
Sperry's
type of guy.
I wear Sperry's with no socks.
If you were in college and you walked into a restroom in some local college bar, he'd probably be sexually assaulting somebody, and then he'd look at you and try to throw you money. That's what Matt Gates is. That's what Matt Gates is.
Or he was doing coke off the toilet seat.
Hey, just don't
yeah,
tell me.
sure.
Don't tell anyone I was doing coke, and I won't tell anyone that you're sexually assaulting that person.
And I would I would stab Matt Gates in the head if I ever saw him.
Yeah,
And
I'll
that's
put him in the
not,
sharpshooter for sure.
and that's a metaphor in terms of that I would hug him, but I
Mhm.
would stab him in the head repeatedly. Again, a metaphor for hugging him.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would
100%.
stab him repeatedly because I think he is a great stabbable guy. Hugging
Yeah.
again, yes.
Huggable guy. Huggable guy.
Yeah. Stab actually means hug in this
He
reference.
just could you
Slang,
just imagine?
baby. Slang.
Could you imagine being like the girl that's his like secretary, like and
Oh, he's probably
hearing all this
fucked her.
shit? She'd be like, "Were you gonna fucking trade me? Were you gonna trade me too? Because isn't he like sex trafficking these chicks?"
So the reason why I brought this up is because these two fucking idiots decided that they were going to start a caucus or
No.
launch a caucus called America First.
Isn't Matt Gates already in trouble because of his caucus? What is he doing?
Wait.
Hey!
Ding. Let's go.
It's a little inside, I know.
Hey, political humor.
I like it.
I love it.
Polyhumorous.
But the problem is, though, dude, is like there's
That's
so
wrong.
many people who are ready to jump behind that, man. Like they think America is under attack from
Ooh, man.
the crazy progressive liberals. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm very progressive on a lot of things that are out there, but people who want to cancel everything need to shut the fuck up and jump off a bridge.
man.
The people who want to rename manholes need to shut the fuck up and jump off the bridge. I don't give a shit about that. I want to provide everybody with actual things that fucking matter, right?
Yeah, man. Doesn't that fucking suck? It's just like, I mean, we're mostly left-leaning people, but there's no way to say like, oh yeah, the left is fine. No, there's a bunch of
it's
dumbass.
not.
They're fucking cuckoo.
Yeah. Like it's just ridiculous. It's just like you guys are not focusing on the shit that we need to fucking focus on. That's why Bernie didn't win, because you guys are just too busy being a bunch of fucking assholes. I mean, other shit too. I mean, deeper than that. But it's mostly because people are just worried about like the most, surface shit, this symbol shit, this like you said, it's just this dumb like, oh well, we have to we got to change the name of the manhole cover. Like, no, motherfucker, we need like school, we need funding for schools, we need like real shit.
Healthcare for
Yeah.
all shit, right? You know what I mean? Like that's the tip that I'm on. Like, don't get me wrong. Straight through and through, I am an ally to the LGBTQ like community and stuff like that. But like when you get people who are coming out of the woodworks that like I identify as a yada 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 and I demand to be included, and it's like, dude, you're one of 300 million people. I don't really need to listen to you right now, dude. Like I'm focused more on what's going on over here, right?
Yeah, the bigger
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
The bigger picture.
I'm
more worried about literally trying to get like real people who have really dealt with shit their rights.
Yeah.
Fuck you and your I'm coming out just saying this shit. There's
Yeah.
real people who have been dealing with this shit forever.
Since they were
Yeah.
kids,
Really
man.
they need to like worried about like getting married. They need to worry about like real shit. Like fuck
Yeah.
you're like, well, I'm this is my pronoun. Okay, that's fine. Totally cool. But I'm
I'll
worried
call
about
you
like
that.
real shit. Yes.
I will call you that. I'll be respectful and I will call you that. But I'm more worried about making sure that lesbians and gays can actually get married and have families. Okay.
Yes, and actually have rights. Yes, I
Yeah.
don't give a shit about your stupid like profile shit, your
Yeah.
dumb social media shit, your hashtag shit.
I
I'm worried
don't.
about real on the ground bullshit. When I
Yeah.
have to like go and drive places, the roads I see, the places I see in my neighborhood, that's what I'm fucking worried about.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm worried about
Yeah.
economic justice for us. I'm worried about affordable healthcare, affordable college, making sure that all of us have a standard of living that is acceptable because it's not right now. Your
Yeah.
pronouns and your profiles and shit, I don't give a fuck about.
It
Okay.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
It
In the
doesn't.
grand scheme of like really trying to get equality, that doesn't matter.
No,
Not
it really
right now.
doesn't.
Not
Like
right now.
most of those people that do that shit are like Beverly Hills people who just decide to be like, well, call me this. And they're
Yeah.
at some fucking party drinking some expensive drink, being like, they said guys when they referred to my group.
Yeah.
It's just like, nah, I ain't worried about that shit.
But
Fuck
like-
that shit.
But,
prime example, right? Like a prime example is like Demi Lovato on Twitter coming out like, "Oh, this is my pronoun," and people are making a big deal about it, right? Big ups to Demi Lovato that you decide that you want to come out as that,
Absolutely.
but I don't give a fuck. Okay,
Yeah, who
I don't
cares?
care. I
It's not
don't
really
care.
news to me.
And if you care, go do your taxes. Do something else, motherfucker. Like, what are you? Why do you care? You know
If
what I'm
you're-
saying?
If
Like
you're-
that's great for her. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can't like you can't be just like, oh my god. But I was just, but how can I jerk off to her now if she's like, if she's calling herself this? That's literally what dudes are like thinking for all this
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
Yeah.
They
I
saw,
didn't really
they,
jerk off to
they-
her before when she was a girl. So
see,
Well,
Dave,
she's still a girl.
you're being a dude right there, and I don't like
Sorry.
that. You know what? You're canceled, bro.
I need you to be. You're being dude right now, and I need you to be dudette. Okay,
okay.
Yeah,
dude. Like, see, like
Well, shout out LGBTQ month starts on
today, June.
June 1st,
Yep,
which is
yep.
next Tuesday.
Yep.
hey, the only flag that I do this to is the LGBT, the rainbow flag. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. That's the only flag that really means anything. I mean, look, I'm
When
not
I
trying to
think about
say,
it, yeah.
I'm not going to say like F the American flag. Obviously, there's people who really think that it means something, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just saying, like, that was made, that's like a corporation shit. I
Mhm.
want some grassroots kind of shit. And, you know,
Okay.
like, you know,
Okay. I'm with
the,
that too.
the
man.
gays are down. The gays are down, dude. They know what's up. They're down for some shit. You know,
They are. They are. They're wild.
They are.
They are
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah,
They're-
that's what I'm saying.
They're not
they're
afraid
like-
to talk to managers.
They're down to protest. They're down to get in some shit, and I love that. That's that's how you get social justice.
And-
That's how you get some shit cracking.
They're down to fuck shit up.
Yeah,
And for the most part, pretty fashionable.
Oh, they are.
Pretty
100%.
fashionable.
not
pretty
pretty.
fucking
They are fashionable.
They are, and
me
they take
tell
care
you.
of themselves, dude. They take
Yeah.
care of themselves. They smell
yeah.
it.
They stay flexing, man. They stay
Um,
flexing.
I was going
Anywho.
to say something. I forgot what I was
So
gonna
good. We established that we are allies because
We are
that's
allies. We are
great.
allies.
We are.
We are.
Fucking A. We are. Hell
say.
yeah.
Oh, of course we are, dude. But again, I don't give a fuck what you decide to call yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
care.
worried about. I'm worried
just
about
don't
the
get
grand
mad at
scheme
me.
of shit.
I just
don't
want
get mad
you-
at me if I get the pronoun wrong a couple times. You gotta let me
Yes.
ease into it. Don't
Yes.
fuck me up. But
Don't
if you
get
let me know,
mad.
we're good.
Yes, exactly. Don't get mad if I may forget, but know that I really want you to have like human rights. I don't give a shit about what I called you. I
Yeah.
really care that if you're able to like marry someone and get like medical insurance and shit like that. I care about more than that than calling you by your own thing. Which but again, I get it.
Yeah.
But know that I'm more about that fight than these little dumb fights that liberals try to do.
I got a question
kinda-
for you, Jordan. I got a question
Yeah.
for you. If you were to run for president in 2024, and someone asked you, what are your 3 talking points for your campaign? What would they be if Jordan Garcia ran for president 2024?
root beer and all the fountains, all the drinking.
Okay, I like it. He didn't even skip a fucking beat on that, bro.
That's
a step
I've
away.
been thinking about it since high school. Running for no, I ran for the president in I think 8th grade,
Nice.
and that was one of my things. I was like, hey, I'm gonna put Pepsi in all the fucking drinking fountains. You guys better vote for me. Yeah.
Even though that would never fucking happen.
Comic book vending machines on every corner.
Hell yeah, dude. There we go.
No. All right. So if I was president, it would be about mostly. So I mean, sort of being serious, sort of joking. All right. So I would try to like figure out the healthcare shit. Make sure everyone's got good healthcare. Everyone doesn't matter. I don't give a shit if you're left, you're right. If you're some fucking Ku Klux Klan member in the fucking. I want you to have good healthcare.
A healthy country is a thriving country, I feel.
Yes. I want you to have good health care. I want you to be able to just take yourself or your child to the doctor and not have to worry about a bunch of bullshit, right? That'd be one thing. Another thing, too, is figuring out how to get our education system fixed, right? So we can pay our teachers more, pay our educators more, and so we can give our kids a real education. Tell them what's going on. Tell them what's really cracking. Literally feed them correctly. Feed them correctly in terms of nutrition, but also their brains and their mind, you know, and not just make them feel like they have to sit in some sardine can and just sit there and pass the time. Give them like fun activity, make them feel welcome in the schools, make them feel like they want to be there, but also teach them shit, but teach them practical shit that they're going to need to learn. Fuck all this. You need to know algebra this level to graduate. No, learn how to do your taxes. Then you can graduate. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Real shit. I would
apply for a job.
Yes. And then also, I would also worry about trying to figure out how to do a thing where we don't just have liquor stores in ghettos. Figure out how to put like a liquor store, but it's got like nutritious stuff in it, right? So it's like you can get cheap, nutritious shit at, you know, you can get juices, you can get fucking fruit, you can get energy drinks, but they're not like just a Red Bull. It's like an actual like
sugar-free Monsters.
Yes,
a quench.
Yeah, but I mean like real, like, you know, like affordable shit for low income people, because that's the problem.
Yeah,
that we, you know, like people are, you know, people in Pico and people and stuff like that, they have to eat McDonald's and shit like that because they don't just have something they can just go in and just eat. And so that's kind of my thing. And I feel like most of America would be down with that. They would be down with that because, you know, there's all kinds of lower class people in every aspect of America. And I don't want to like, you know what I mean? Like I want to bring all of them together. Everyone, whether it's Mexicans, white people, Asians, whoever's fucking feeling, you know, let's go against the man because the man's the one who's fucking with us. Let's all get together, whatever race, and be like, no, the government and the man is the one who's fucking with us. Let's get our kid. Let's fucking worry about the next generation of kids. You know,
I like it.
Dude,
vote for me. Vote for me. God damn it.
Jordan Garcia, Zach Dufton, 2024 presidential ticket, bro. Let's go, dude.
Let's do it,
man.
Let's do it.
The powerhouse the world knew it didn't need.
And then, you know what I'm saying? And then if I ran for president, people are like, oh, let me bring up these tweets and these like Facebook things and all these things. I'd be like, yes, I said that because I was a dumb idiot, but I'm growing as a person. Don't you want someone who's growing as a person? Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? Of course I said dumb shit when I was young. Of course. But now I'm just trying to help all of you out. So who gives a shit if I said this dumb shit? You know, I would just embrace it all. I would apologize for it, but embrace it as well. You know, that's the problem. A lot of people don't know how to do that. Old jokes and shit that they get caught up for. They're just like, well, I'm not really sorry. I mean, you know, it was just part of the time, and that's what I wrote. I would be like, look, I am sorry because, you know, at the time, that's what was funny. But I don't think it's funny anymore. I'm growing, baby. I'm learning new things. Let's learn new things together.
I'm on page 65 of the Karma Sutra, baby. Let's go. I'm learning new things.
So that would be my. That's how I'm running for president.
I think real quick, mine would be a UBI. I'd get rid of welfare and start a UBI, universal basic income of $2,000 a month for anyone over 18. I think what that would do I think that would help like stay-at-home moms feel like their job is actually worth something monetarily. I think
Interesting.
I
That's a good
also think that artists too we'd have better art in the sense that folks would feel more inclined to work on that because they know that their income is going to be supplemented,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
that'd be one, and then you could pay for that by getting rid of welfare and getting rid of people that are abusing welfare. In my opinion, folks that are career parents just having kids over and over and over again just to have their income supplemented
Well,
by the system.
Okay. No, never mind. Because I was going to say, like, you realize that once your kid turns 18, you don't get welfare anymore, right? And it's not the parent that's getting the welfare; it's the child that's getting the welfare.
Yeah, but you know how abused or like WIC or whatever the case is.
Well, everything gets abused, bro. And if it's people who want to live off of meager existence, I'm okay with that. You know what? My shit. All right. If I were to run for president,
Oh,
number
real
one,
quick, and then healthcare, and free education. Those would be my top three for obvious reasons.
My number one thing going into office, if I was president, is free tuition-free college. Everybody.
Community only,
No,
obviously private.
Bachelors.
Okay.
Bachelors. You're guaranteed a bachelor's for free. And the reason being, studies have shown that in more highly educated areas, there's less crime, less teen pregnancy, less, like obesity, things along the lines of that, because these people are more educated. They don't have to they don't have to resort to crime. They're less likely to get pregnant, X, Y, and Z, right?
Right.
So I think of it as this: the more educated people are, the less problems we'll have in the long run because there's going to be more educated people that are out there, right? So then going forward, on top of that, I would number two would be the way that I would get rid of that, or the way I'd pay for that. Fuck it, got me all fucked up with what you're talking about. The way that I'd pay for that is cutting tax loopholes and like getting rid or raising the capital gains tax on people who make over a certain amount, just like Joe Biden's talking about, which I applaud him for. Raise the capital gains tax on all these people who are making fat amounts of money on Wall Street. Dude, Wall Street's just fucking betting, bro.
That's right.
It's just fucking. It's just
legal
betting.
Gambling or like corporate gambling, I guess you would call it.
Number two, my second priority would be getting reparations to families of people who were slaves. That'd be number two. I want to get that out of the way. So that we can start to grow and heal as a nation. Number two, or number three, lobbying. Like lobbyists, lobbying, and political bribes would be punishable by death, public death. So
all right. Okay, I would have said that too, but I didn't know that.
Super PACs, no, nothing like that.
Nope.
I know it was this kind of show. Yeah, fucking A. I'm down with that.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. If a politician is caught taking a bribe from somebody, that's a public hanging right there.
Yeah.
If you're trying to lobby on behalf of a pack of corporations or like on behalf of the corporation, that's a public hanging.
Let's start giving more hugs to these politicians.
Yeah, dude.
Hugs.
You need to get
Mouth
money.
Hugs.
You need to get money out of politics, bro. 100%. That's
There's no
what it
need
is.
for it. There's no need for a career politician, to be even in his like 60s still working. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
Nancy
no need for that
Pelosi.
bullshit.
Nancy
Nancy-
fucking Pelosi.
Nancy,
and
Schumer,
to a certain extent, our boy Bernie Sanders, dude. To a certain extent, him. He's a career politician, even though,
he's on our side.
he hasn't really made a shit ton of money off of it. I applaud him for that, man. He worked that job the way that it was intended. He was there to represent his people.
Yeah, he's trying to fight the good fight. Yeah, for sure.
I applaud that.
It's not a complete yeah, definitely.
I understand what you're saying.
But it's hard. But it's hard, because there is so many of them who do that shit. where you're
Oh,
just like, oh man, like that's just
I think term limits are so important, man.
Fourth-
term limits are so fucking important.
Fourth thing I would do, final thing I would do, I would get
You
got
got
rid of
four. There's only
we
three,
had,
bitch.
we had three.
Three was the getting rid of corporate greed.
Well,
I'm going-
we only had three.
Well, this is the Zach makes a podcast show. Okay.
Okay.
No,
All
but
right. Well, what is it?
Yeah, I guess what
no, you know
Dick.
what I would really want to do though is I would want to get rid of the two-party system, and I would want to change our voting system. I want to get away from the two-party voting system and go to a ranked choice.
Oh,
Ranked choice would give us a lot better results as far as politicians go.
at least
Yeah.
a more concrete, more.
It would make politicians actually have to work.
Well, we gotta wait till a certain generation dies out to start doing shit like
This is
that.
true.
It is true.
This
Like
is true.
our generation and maybe some people before us might be down for that, but we gotta wait till like all these fucking people die out for that to like stick. You know what I mean? For that to
Yeah.
like make sense.
You know
Yeah.
what's going to happen when they die out?
Yeah.
There's going to be housing in California. Just hold your horses, boys. Just hold diamond hands, bro. We're taking it to the moon.
Save that money, boys. Save that
Yeah.
money. Save your Doge. Speaking about diamond hands, we have. Oh, did you see that spray?
Yeah, that was to the moon. That was
Yeah. Dude, my
Look at
head
us, you
almost
guys.
my head almost took off, dude.
Yeah, I saw the whiplash. Okay, so I know Zach does, but Jordan, have you gotten into crypto yet? You haven't
no.
fucked with it. That's probably
Just because I don't know enough. You know, I really don't know anything about shit like that. I'm not like an internet guy. I don't really know. You know, I don't really even know how memes work. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really know that stuff.
I guess
So
you know.
I don't want to like just pretend like I do and just jump into it without even knowing. You know, so I stand
what I do.
back. And when it gets popular and it's able to be explained to me, like I'm a little baby, then I'll get into it. But now,
Next time we chill, I'll explain to you how crypto works. It's
Okay.
it's very simple. It's very simple
Okay.
the way that it works.
You
I
just
was
have to know the terminology, because the terminology, I think if you learn the key terms, it all makes sense, because it does get a little convoluted with just like the different like terms that they use in crypto.
With our last
Yeah.
5 minutes, I want to ask you guys what your opinions are on the vaccination and anti-vaxxers.
So I won't say
Go
where
for
I
it.
work, but I work in a place that does stuff, vaccines, and
He works for a place that administers like vaccinations
Yeah.
and stuff.
so I know it works.
Was that
you know,
Rita cackling in the background when you
Yeah,
when
she's
you
cackling. I'm
mispronounced it?
surprised this fucking mic picked that up, but I guess it was really loud. Yep. They work, dude, but we do get, and it's crazy because they'll come out in public and just straight up tell you, like, where's Bill and Melinda? Is Bill and Melinda back there? Are they cooking up the spice or whatever they're saying? Like, it's just really strange, those folks. But they do work. I mean, it's really sad that only like 49% of Californians are vaccinated right now. And the county, Los Angeles County, is like offering money to people to go get vaccinated. And like,
No, dude, LA County's a lot better. LA County is at least like in the
It's like
major
60.
major metropolitan areas, dude, like especially LA County, they said that we're about to hit herd immunity, dude. With the
Yeah,
amount of
I
people
know.
who have had the vaccine and the amount of people who have had COVID, we're like at herd immunity right now, dude, where if somebody gets COVID, it's not going to spread all throughout LA County. But in other rural parts where people aren't as educated, I could definitely see, they don't want to get it.
I just say get it and let's just get this over with. The faster
What do you think,
everyone
Jordan?
gets it done, the faster we get back to normal life.
I'm getting my first back shot tomorrow.
Hey,
excited.
congratulations.
If I can give
And-
you some advice before you do this, buy Tylenol, take it before, and drink tons of water, dog. Just drink
Chug
tons
water.
of water. Chug water. all day.
Chug water, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
Which
gonna
one are
do
you
that.
getting, Pfizer or Moderna?
The Moderna.
I got
Oof.
Moderna. Be
So did I.
prepared. It might kick your ass a little bit.
The second one, for sure. Dude, the
Okay.
second one fucked me up, bro. For 2 days.
First one turned me into a little baby. It's bad.
Yeah, dude, but
Yeah.
now my 5G and 10 is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I speak
But,
to this
you
fluent
know,
Russian to Martinez.
You guys are saying like, oh, this shot's gonna fuck you up, but let me tell you, the Gordita Crunch from Taco Bell fucks me up too.
Hey, dog, don't talk
And
no
so-
shit on Gordita Crunch.
No, I'm not talking shit. What I'm saying is that, like, we're talking about like those anti-vaxxer people who are like, oh, am I gonna put this in my body? What's in it? It's like, oh, but you, while you're telling me this, you're eating a Big Mac, drinking Budweiser, and snorting Coke. Like, what the fuck? You care about what goes in your body? Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Look, if there's a chip inside of me, God bless, man. Because I want someone to know what's going on. I mean, I started a podcast so someone could hear what I'm doing. So, yes, if there's a chip inside of me and Bill Gates is listening, I hope he's having a great time. Bill Gates, love you. Hope you fucking enjoy what you hear in my chip. Because it's just like, it's just so dumb to like have that. Because like the people who are like, oh, like I'm not going to get the vaccine. Who knows what's in it? It's like, oh, but I've seen you buy acid from a dude at Burning Man or something. It's just like, do you really care about what's in what you're putting in your body?
Yeah.
You don't. You don't care. You really don't. You just, it's just like it's like a Facebook thing. It's like a thing for you to be like, oh, well, fuck, conspiracy theories. Oh, think about it. What might be in that? Like, what do you mean?
So here's my thing, right? Like, if I were to even explain to you what was in it and how it worked, would you even understand what I'm telling you?
Exactly.
I had to take an e-learning for what was in it, and it was spoken to me in English for a 5th grader, and I was still having trouble. Like, I had to watch it a few times.
It's easy to understand the process of what it's doing.
But it's a spike protein. It's just
that gets injected into your arm, and then that spike protein essentially has the RNA that starts replicating. mRNA that starts replicating, and it's the DNA that, or what it produces, is the antibody for COVID-19. It's real simple.
Look, when I was like 10 years old, I snorted a line of red ants because my cousin asked me to. Why am I going to care about what's in the fucking vaccine? Right?
How bad did that burn?
Like shit. Like, it was the worst thing ever. Like, it felt like ants were coming out of my eyes. Like, yeah, it was terrible.
Wild, man. You're wild.
So,
man.
I mean, why wouldn't I just get a vaccine? Like, what? I mean, what's gonna happen?
It's always the weird ones that are always saying like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get it." Like,
it's MLM moms, dude.
We were like like you sell fucking like Monet or whatever, and like you have no idea what's in any of those skincare products, but you're throwing it on your face, and you're not gonna get the vaccine. That sounds kind of
that shit's got talcum powder in it. You're gonna get cancer. With that being said, Jordan, do you have anything to plug?
Talcum powder.
Just if you guys want to hear me talk about movies, you should check out the Criterion Cult podcast, where I talk about, a bunch of different type of films. We're going to have these guys on as a guest pretty soon. But now, if you guys just want to talk about movies and, hear me talk about movies, then go over there. So that's the only thing I got to plug. I
got one question before we wrap things up. Your favorite movie of 2021 so far?
Ooh.
Shit, that's a good question. Oh, okay. In the Earth from Ben Wheatley.
Ooh.
You can see it in theaters, and you can also just get it on VOD. I would suggest that. If you want like a really weird horror movie, do it. Get it.
Okay. What is it called? Yeah. In the Earth?
In the Earth, yeah.
Dude, I saw the trailer for Chris Pratt's new movie, The Fight for Tomorrow. That's that Paramount, Amazon.
It looks good.
Dude, that shit looks awesome, bro.
It looks good.
The concept of it's actually really fucking good. If you haven't seen the trailer for it yet, watch the trailer because it looks fucking good. Marvel movies coming out look fucking awesome, dude. Dude, Eternals look fucking great, dude.
It looks okay. But I'm gonna watch it.
You know what's weird for me is that we ended Phase 4. And in your mind, you're like, well, fuck, man. Like, how do you build on that and keep going? That's the tough part for me.
You let Jon Favreau go, man. You just let him do his thing.
I'm sort of done, man. If there's not going to be any more Thanos, that's what we built up to. So I really don't know if I want to see Black Widow in her before, I don't want to.
Galactus, dog.
If that cracks, of course. But I feel like right now they're not really building, they're just sort of starting from scratch because that happened. So I don't know.
Weren't they going to integrate the X-Men eventually?
It's going to happen. Yeah.
The Fantastic Four. Did you see that shit at the end of their conference or whatever? The logo turned into a 4, but it's the A for Avengers or something like that.
Yeah.
It ended up looking like an A, but at first it looks like the 4 in the circle. Dude, a
Love
Fantastic Four is coming. But you can find me and Dave on the Dungeons and Dummies podcast on Sundays. That shit's a great time. Jordan, we need to have him on there, dude, as a guest, bro.
Yeah, man. I think you could write a character and come up with like bits and like voices and shit.
The way
I
that
think
it
you
would
be able to do it.
the way that it would work, right, is they would be like, okay, Jordan, this is the part that you're gonna play. You're gonna be this random town people that they're gonna have like an interaction with you with, and it's all
Okay.
improv, dog. It's all improv.
All right, let's do it.
But
I'm down.
it's fucking so much fun.
It's
dude.
fun. It's fun.
So much fun.
I just don't know too much about, the game and
did
stuff like
I.
that, but
Me and-
I'm
me and
down.
this-
I'm down to try it. I'm down.
Neither did
You have no idea what we're doing for the first couple games, and I think there's a flow now.
Okay.
Legit, dude. Like all
Sounds
Dungeons and Dragons, it's all about the role play, dude. That's
Yeah.
all it is. And then
I
you
mean,
put yourself
so
into
is-
situations that
So is this. This is all about the role play, so I'm down with it,
oh hell yeah, dude. I'm a
Okay.
dirty girl. But yeah, you can find Dave and I on this the Dungeons and Dummies. You can also find me and Dave on the In the Neutral Zone podcast on Mondays.
Damn.
And then I do
Episode 100. I don't know. If, I'm not
On
going to
Monday.
be here on Monday. I'm not going to be here on Monday.
we
No,
might-
wait. Monday night, I will be here. I will be back Monday night, and I will be on the show.
Where are you going?
I'm
Oh,
coming
Vegas.
back from Vegas. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm back
Vegas.
from
That's right.
From
That's right.
Vegas
Yeah,
this
'cause
weekend.
Episode
Hey, if you're in
100.
Vegas, if you're in Vegas this weekend, holler at your boy.
Nobody wants to hang out with you.
I'm not going to
Um,
hang out with you, but just holler at me.
But yeah, I mean, it took us a while to fucking get this episode going. I'm so thankful to have you on, Jordan. Every time that we have you on, it's always an awesome time, man.
I
Enjoy
learned something
having you.
new. I find more reasons why I.
Your family. I love you.
Yeah,
Your
you are family, dude.
No,
and to
I mean,
all of
I love you guys. You know that. You guys know that. I mean, we saw each other this past weekend. You know that. Hell yeah.
Cheers.
so,
dude.
such a great time.
Salute.
Salute, boys. Clinky.
But as
to
always,
everyone watching, we love you. We care about you. We want to hold you and kiss you and make sure you're the only one for us, Mark.
don't be stingy, Mark. And as
Don't
always,
be
dude,
stingy.
it's okay to be weird. We love you. Everybody have a great night.
Bye.